How will social injustices and community organizations such as Black Lives Matter affect this year's election?
Good question. I think with movement, we're able to understand the parallels of how we make legislation move. I will be honest with you, I've been, of course, registered to vote ever since I was 18. But it wasn't until the death of Trayvon Martin happened that I realized that my life can be impacted by a horrible piece of legislation. I was moved to go and rally and let my voice be heard. It was not heard, definitely by legislators that I thought at the time. But that was just a myriad perception that I knew I had to break. So, I'd say with the movements that are happening today, it is definitely important that we realize that from an organizational standpoint, they are important. They are important of also connecting with the policymakers, connecting with the decision makers, which would be our elected officials, and working together. That's the key dynamic. That if there's something that's near and dear to your heart, what are you doing to make long-term change? Also, I'm a firm believer that with the right movements, the movements are going to be for the greater good, and we're not going to hinder that ability of causing harm to others. I love the idea of Black Lives Matter movement because it is about keeping an equitable voice. But we know at the root of that, it is that of a peace and liberating movement. We've, as people, have been sustained and oppressed for so long. Why would we want to dispel that on anybody else? So we need to understand the cultural richness behind that as well. So I say keep up with the movements. Understand the network between having all three available, which is your policies, your elected officials, and the community organizing, that all three need to be at the table so that movement can keep going and provide another area of instilling that purpose you're fighting for.